Hello, friends. My name is Sumit, and I'm a subject matter expert in Salesforce. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to video series of bisptrainings.com on Salesforce Analytic Cloud. And in my previous videos, I explained you what do we mean by analytic cloud or wave analytics and how can we configure and install wave analytics, and also how can we prepare a dashboard based on use cases. Now, in this video, I am going to cover a very important topic which is related to wave analytics that is the dataset manipulation. Dataset manipulation in terms that we would like to export the dataset from wave analytics onto our desktop on our local system in a CSV formatted file, or how to download the XMD file or basically JSON file for manipulation from on our local system, local drive. Now the requirement of exporting dataset is because if we would like to manipulate the dataset online by going into wave analytics, that's not possible. Only thing is we can while adding the dataset we would be able to add the dataset, but if I would like to manipulate the dataset, that would not be possible. For that we would be requiring the dataset utilities. That's a dataset utilities is an application which would be used to manipulate the dataset, which would be uploaded on the wave analytics or which would be using within Salesforce web. So let me tell you the requirement. First of all, as you can see here, I have got my dataset. I have already logged in into wave analytics, and we have got two datasets: opportunity dataset and financial dataset. If I would like to export the opportunity dataset onto my local system, it would not be possible for me to do it from here itself, because financial dataset is a CSV formatted file. So I have got the CSV formatted file on my drive, but I don't have the CSV format file of opportunity dataset. Even if I click on edit, I can manipulate it in terms of I can load the xmd.json file, or I can I can update the data, but I don't have any option to download the dataset. Or even if I try to delete this dataset from here, it will not allow me to delete the dataset. It says that first of all we need to remove the reference to this dataset from the following data flow, then only we can delete it. So we'll be going to solve this issue as well, that how can we remove the dataset from our solution. But first of all, I would like to manipulate this dataset. For this, I'm going to use the dataset utils. I have already downloaded this dataset utils, and this dataset utils have got run Windows batch file. So we would be running this. So let me share the link to you from where we can download it. So I'm using force.com analytics cloud dataset utility software, and that software I can download it from the following link. That's the link. From here, based on the version, we can download the dataset utilities. So there are various releases of dataset utils.zip file. So you can go for the update, the recently updated utils software as well. So I have already downloaded it. So there are various versions available: zar file or zip file. We can download zip file and as well as zar file, and we can use both of them together. So I have already downloaded the zar file and downloaded the zar file as well as zip file and stored at a location here on my dataset utils, and that's the files which will be requiring for launching the dataset utils application. Once we done with this, you can look at the prerequisites for loading the dataset utils. Also, there are two ways to load the dataset utils. The first one is the server mode with web UI, web user interface. Another one is the console mode. Console mode is by going into command prompt and then we can provide the details. So, but I would be preferring the Windows mode because that would be easy for me to work on. So I would be preferring this Windows mode. And to launch the Windows mode, it says to start the ZAR in the server mode, double click on run.bat file. So I have got run.bat file. I'm going to run this. So I double click on bat file. And as you can see here, it will be loading the dataset utils.zar file by itself. Salesforce Analytic Cloud Dataset Utils, that's the version. And it will take some time to load, so have patience. And once it gets loaded, it will be providing an interface, and by logging into that interface by the credential, we would be able to manipulate the dataset. So by the time it would be loading the interface, I would be requiring the username and password for the analytic cloud on which we are working on to the application. So I have got the username password, but along with this, I would be requiring the security token, because as all of you know that Salesforce Salesforce always bound to provide the security token along with the password while connecting to the data set from out of the Salesforce. So I click on my settings, I switch to my settings, personal, reset my security token, and click on reset security token. I got a message that I have a security token has been sent to me on my mail ID. So I open my mail ID and I copy the security token from here. Now I have got my username, I have got the password as well as the security token. And let's have a look. Still loading, it will take some time. So as you can see here, the link has been activated uh, at the location 127.0.0.1 colon 3174, and it's providing me the login.html page, and here I need to provide my Salesforce credentials. So let me provide my Salesforce credentials here itself. So I give my credentials, password, and the security token which we have resetted recently, and click on sign in. It will take some time to load, and once it gets loaded successfully, it will display the dataset names. See all the datasets names which have been loaded in the analytics, which are available in your analytics, will be listed here. So I have got two datasets right now, and now I have got an option. Either I can download the metadata JSON file, either I can download the XMD file, or I can delete it. So if I click on edit XMD file, it will provide me a code, the XMD code, which I can edit from here. So if you are familiar with XMD, to what is XMDs and how to update the XMDs, this would be a good way to update the data set. If I would like to delete it, I have an option here to delete the file, or I can download the metadata JSON file from here. If I want to look at the data set, so I can click on opportunity data set. So might be some issue with the data set. So I load the second data set, which I have been loaded in my analytics. See, I click on financial data set, and the financial data sets will get open in tabular format. But the issue is, by default, it displays only 100 records. So I click on action at the top right corner, edit SQL, and I remove the limit from here and click on query. So it will display all the records. So if we look at here, now we have more than 100 records are there. So it loads all the records to. And also, if I would like to download in CSV format, so I have an option here, export to CSV. I click on export to CSV, and it will get downloaded on my desktop in CSV formatted, so I can quickly share it with other users. If I want to upload any data set, I have an option here to upload the data set. I can choose the data set name, that's the default one, where we would like to load the data set. So I click on my private app. What would you like to do? You want to delete it, append it, or override it? So I can choose a data set, financial data set, and for example, that's .csv file which we have got, I update the year. Instead of 2015, I update all the years from 2015 to 2011, let's suppose, or 2013 year I would be replacing with 2011. So I replace it with 2011 and I drag and update the year for something like this, 11, save it, yes, and I'm going to upload it back. So I choose the browse the CSV file from my desktop, open and upload CSV. Once you get uploaded, it will give you a status detaching schema. You can see the steps here, and total rows are 1131 rows. The status, it will show the current status, and it's completed and in progress. And you can see overall status is completed now. It means the the financial data set the data has been updated successfully. Let me go and check whether record has been updated successfully or not. So I get back to my data sets and click on data set, financial data set, and bingo, you can see the year has been updated successfully for the respective columns, respective records which we have done. So that's how, by using dataset utils provided by force.com analytic cloud dataset utils, we would be able to manipulate the dataset which is attached along with our wave analytics. So that's all in this video. I hope you found this video interesting. If you like this video, don't forget to press thumb, and also don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel for get more videos on wave analytics on Salesforce. If you want to have a customized training on wave analytics or as well as on Salesforce, you can contact us on www.bisptrainings.com. If you have any issues or queries, you can raise over here, or you can connect with us on bisptrainings.com. Keep watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.